Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Sourdough, and welcome back to another post-game stream. Um, yeah, we lost. Not fun. I'm gonna keep this pretty. But I'm gonna do the analysis anyways. I'm gonna keep this pretty short and simple because honestly, I think we played pretty well today. I think I'll get into why we lost a little bit, but I think we played pretty well today. But before I get into it, make sure to follow me on Twitter at StoneColdKittle. And if you have any questions about the game, make sure to leave it in the live chat or comments below. Anyways, let's just get right into it. We lost 20-17, I believe, was the score, and they won on that last-minute field goal. Honestly, I wasn't saying – I never said that this is a must-win game. It would obviously be nice to win because now it's looking like Seattle's probably going to get the division from here, or we're going to go into Seattle needing a win, which I do not want to happen at all because I don't think we're going to win that game. But yeah, I think it was definitely a tough loss. I think everyone played pretty well today, but I think the two factors for why we lost are poor coaching, and clock management. I know you had to use one of the timeouts for because we couldn't manage the clock. We had a delay of game earlier. Also, there was some awful officiating in the first half, which that also kind of led to drives. There was an offsides call on the fumble. An obvious offsides call on the fumble that they missed. There was a delay of game. I forget when it was, but it was on the scoring. It was on one of their scoring drives. No, it was delay of game when they called that stupid roughing the passer call. That was also a horrible call. And then we also had some other stupid penalties. We had another I know Sheldon Day had a roughing the passer call. That was the really bad one. The stupid rough in the press. I'm not a Ravens fan, Andrew. If by the way, if you look at my Twitter right now, I have a Kirk Cousins avatar because we have to root for the Vikings to win. Yeah, I'm not a Ravens fan. I'm a Niners fan. It says in my picture, kid right here, Kittle autographed jersey, that right there. So yeah. All right. Anyways, yeah, but there was poor officiating on both sides, if I'm being honest. But in the first half, it was kind of like they felt like it was helping the Ravens out. Anyways, let's just get into the players, how everyone did. People are blaming Garoppolo in this loss. I don't understand why. He had a hell of a game. Obviously, that fumble was very costly. But other than that, I think he played really well. And I don't understand why people are necessarily blaming him for the loss. Because, I want to get into I know I'm going really out of order, but here, yeah, it wasn't his fault. He had a great game. He had a few touchdowns. I think, yeah, one touchdown. That was pretty good. I forgot to get into why I said bad coaching and clock management. I know we had to use that timeout on that clock management. Other delay of game penalties were not good. And then coaching, that 4th and 1 cost us the game. I don't know why on earth you pass. Why you have a quarterback in the shotgun and then you throw the ball. That's just that's a recipe for disaster. So I didn't understand that at all. I wonder. I know there's press conferences going on right now. I haven't had time to watch them. I was eating my lunch. Yeah, but I think poor coaching. Also, we didn't adjust to Lamar's play read option at all until the second half. So, and that all their scores came in the first half besides the last minute field goal. So yeah, but anyways, yeah. So that's why I think we lost the game. I talked about Jimmy G. All right, let's get into running backs. What a game from Raheem Mostert. Yeah, I was not expecting him to ball out like that. I thought it was going to be Coleman and Jeff Wilson Jr., but Mostert had a hell of a game. If he keeps that up, that's going to be huge for us. I know we lost. Breida should be back next week. I don't think it would have mattered. I mean, concerning how big of a game Mostert had, that was huge. He had a touchdown. He had some other key drives, key runs. So yeah, hell of a game from him. Receivers, I was surprised by how many passes we threw today. But they all did pretty well. I know Debo had that insane touchdown. I think that was a great play by both Debo and Jimmy G. Yeah, but that was definitely a huge, huge play for us. He had a hell of a game. Bourne had a few great catches. Sanders too. I think that was all I think that might have been all the receivers that were catching the ball today. Just those three. Oh, and Kittle. Kittle, I feel like he didn't have that much receiving action, but what a game blocking he had. I'll get into tight ends right now, actually. Hell of a blocking game for him. So yeah, if he keeps that up, that's going to be huge for us. Obviously, he has been keeping that up for us, but if he keeps on doing that, that's always obviously huge for us. O-line, I think they did they did pretty well. Considering most had a big game, I think they did pretty well today. They always go like unnoticed. I know McGlinchey, they highlighted him a lot, and how he was making some key blocks on runs. Also, I think I was not expecting the Ravens ran a 5-man rush today, always on every play. So that means everyone's 1-on-1, and I think they did a pretty good job of blocking that rush. So that's huge for us. That's obviously a good show for the O-line. I'm trying to any injuries on offense. I don't think no. There was no injuries on offense. Those were all on the defensive side. Let's go to the D line right now. They played pretty well. I think they could have got Jackson more. There was a few sacks. I don't think we had any sacks today. I think we maybe had one or something. But yeah, I definitely think our D line could have stepped it up a bit more. They did a pretty good job. One of my key players was Solomon Thomas. He was a non-factor at all today. And then DJ Jones, again, kind of a non-factor, but again, he got hurt. Hopefully he's okay for the New Orleans game because we're going to need him badly. We're going to need everything we can get for that game. Before I have to go to my offensive key, all running backs and Kittle, I kind of described that for my offensive key players. Kind of went into that. Our linebacker core today, that was another one of my key players. I think they did pretty well. I know Al-Shaair had a horrible pass, roughing the passer call, but that was the one on delay of game. The other one was a Sheldon Day one, which was really stupid. Yeah, got to be smarter than that. Greenlaw had a solid game. Same with Warner. I think our linebacker core could have stepped up a bit more, but I think they did solid. So yeah, how about the secondary? The secondary was great today. I'm just gonna say that right now. We didn't. There weren't that many passes. We defended the deep ball well. Ward was hurt, but I think he came back. I'm trying to remember who came back. Sherman for sure came back. Tart did not come back. Marcel Harris came in, got that fumble. What a play that was. That was awesome to see. So yeah, I think that was probably I think our secondary did pretty well, considering that they didn't pass the ball that much. It was mainly a run-first game for them, as I was expecting in this wet weather. I feel like we were a bit more risk takers. They weren't. I know Jimmy had some he threw, I want to say like 3 passes in triple coverage. So, and he got away with it. Luckily, no picks for him today. He had a few bad passes, but again, game was not his fault at all, in my opinion. So let's just get into fantasy right now. Give me 2 minutes, 2 seconds, whatever. Alrighty, so fantasy. So Jimmy G only had 9 points today. That's a bit surprising. 165 passing yards, pass touchdown, yada yada yada. That was good for 7. So that was good for 9.10 points. He was projected 17.64. Debo with that touchdown got him to 13.1. He was projected 9.6. Breida did not get anything, obviously. Juszczyk, no points. He was kind of a non-factor. I felt like they should have used him a bit more against that defense. Again, kind of goes with the bad coaching. There were some definitely questionable decisions that Shanahan made. So we'll see how they move forward. This could definitely be a rematch in February in Miami. So I'll be looking forward to that if that happens. Kittle had 2.4 points only. Again, not that much of a factor in the passing game, but in the run game, obviously a huge factor. That he was projected 12.14 points. The negative, he had that one rush attempt that he had where he lost 3 yards. I don't know what that play was either. Like that, there was some. I'm going to keep ranting about this, but there were some questionable play calls all around. But he had 2.4 points. With that, Goodwin did not get on the field today. Coleman had 2 points only. Again, we use Mostert a lot more. Kendrick Bourne with 5.7. He was projected 3.59. Ever since that Seattle game, he's really started to pick it up. Like, I can't really name that many times he's dropped the ball. I know he dropped a bit in the Arizona game, the second one. He had a few passes that he dropped, but it wasn't that bad. He scored a touchdown in that game too. So he was projected 3.59. Got 5.7. Richie James, nothing, only kick returns for him. He had that one good kick return in the I forget what quarter it was, but he had that one solid kick return. He got to like the 35 or something. So yeah. Emmanuel Sanders was 6.1 points. He was projected 9.81. So now I'm looking at this. I kind of feel like we didn't use it was like a lot of short passes, which I kind of expected. Not that many long passes. So we kind of lived up to what I was expecting today. We lost, as I said. Margin was a lot closer. But yeah, Robbie Gould, he was another one of my key players. He missed that long field goal. I do not blame him at all for that. That's a 50-yarder. Got tipped too. I think that could have had the distance if it wasn't tipped, but whatever. He had 5 points. He was projected 7.37. He had a pretty solid game in my opinion, so I will happily take that. And our D had 4 points only. We did get that fumble recovery. We had a sack. Yeah, one sack. That was the one on Bosa. I think Bosa got that one sack. 20 points allowed. So you're projected 6.06. We got 4. So yeah, I will take that. I mean, considering this offense is insane, then yeah. Mostert was our top player of the day, 22.4 points. He was only projected 3.44. Jeff Wilson Jr. had 1 reception for 7 yards, good for 1.2 points. He was projected 0.88. All right, well that does it for fantasy. So let's just talk about the New Orleans. Let's talk about the game tomorrow night. That's Seahawks and Vikings. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to watch that game. I might do a stream for that. I'm not sure. I probably won't be able to watch the game, however. But anyways, I think that was that's a key game for us. We need Minnesota to win because if they don't, I think Seattle's gonna get the division because they have the tiebreaker over us. And I think they're definitely going to win Week 17 against us at this point. We do, and I don't know who. We definitely have the hardest schedule because we have New Orleans instead of whatever. I think Carolina, and then we do have Atlanta over. I forget who they're playing, but we do have the hardest schedule, so it's going to be a bit tougher for us to win the division against them. Our next game is going to be next Sunday, when we go to New Orleans to play the Saints. They've been a bit shaky recently, I feel like. So I definitely think first of all, this is a must-win game. Like if you want to win the division and get a top seed, you have to win this game. No matter what. I mean, if Seattle wins out and we lose this game, then they win the division Week 15, which is not ideal for us. And then we're fighting for that wild card spot. So yeah, and then yeah, so New Orleans has been shaky a bit recently, so hopefully they can keep that up, being shaky, and hopefully we can step it up even more than we did today. Today, in my opinion, was a pretty good game for us. Didn't pull through at the end. Obviously, I've talked about that too much, about how bad coaching and clock management kind of cost us the game. So hopefully we can work on that. Hopefully we'll have a better game plan for New Orleans. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Go Niners.